4 teams remain in the NBA playoffs as the conference finals are set, and one of them has actually begun in the NBA playoffs. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk about the NBA playoffs. So if you're a fan of the NBA, make sure to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. I've been tweeting all playoffs long, giving my quick thoughts, on every game series. So make sure you follow me over on there. And guys, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are 4 teams left in the playoffs. And those are 4 teams that you probably thought were not going to be the ones that were left. I don't think anybody predicted these 4, okay? We got the Bucks and the Hawks in the East facing off in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then we got the Clippers and the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. Now, the Clippers and the Suns, yeah, those were obviously some of the top seeds in the West, but the Clippers advancing and beating the #1 seed in the Utah Jazz without their best player, Kawhi Leonard, yeah, no one saw that coming. And then the Phoenix Suns taking down the reigning champs, the Lakers, right? And then sweeping the Denver Nuggets, like sweeping. No one saw that coming. So even though those 2 teams were very good in the regular season, what they did in the playoffs, in the manner in which they did it, I don't think anyone, including myself, saw that coming. Now let's head over to the East, and we have the Milwaukee Bucks, who I did get this one almost right, where I said that Nets-Bucks series would go 7 games, but I had Brooklyn winning, and now Milwaukee, and obviously the Bucks held them off, and they have swept the Heat and beat the Brooklyn Nets, and those are 2 teams. The Heat took them out last year, and the Brooklyn Nets were the team that everybody, including myself, picked to win the title this year. Those are 2 teams that, a lot of people thought would beat the Bucks, right? Maybe not so much the Heat, but certainly the Nets. And then the Atlanta Hawks. Talk about a Cinderella run, folks. All right, they beat the New York Knicks as the lower seed. Okay, the Knicks that obviously made the playoffs this year, and everybody was on them, and the Knicks are back. The Knicks tape Tom Thibodeau, that defense, Julius Randle, most improved player, and they shut him up. Ice Trae Young was quieting everybody in the crowd, taking bows. And then now, against Philly, against the process, Atlanta pulls it off again. A Game 7 upset, a series that went to 7 games, and Atlanta pulls it out, and they're headed to the Eastern Conference Finals. Folks, the Hawks aren't even fully healthy. They're still missing Cam Reddish. They're still missing DeAndre Hunter. They are missing guys. And you have an interim head coach, Nate McMillan, who, again, he's got experience, but he's still an interim head coach, and you're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. That is crazy to me. So let me just first start off by saying congrats to Atlanta fans, congrats to Bucks fans, Clippers fans, and Suns fans. This year, we are going to get a team that has never won an NBA championship win a title, or a team that hasn't won in a damn long time win a title. The Clippers have never won. The Suns have never won. The Bucks won way back in, I believe, 1971. And I think the Hawks won back in 1958. Like, it's been ages since these teams have won in the East. And Clippers and the Suns, like I mentioned, they never won. They've been to the finals. Not the Clippers. The Suns have. But they've never won. So, I like the parity. I like the fact that we're going to see a new champion. But let's keep it all the way 100% transparent and honest. This would not be the case if it wasn't for the injuries. All right? These are not excuses. It's just a reality. Look at all the injuries we dealt with this year. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard got hurt, even though the Clippers are still in it. Anthony Davis got hurt. You had LeBron James, who was nicked up with an ankle injury. You had, obviously, Kyrie Irving, who was out. James Harden dealing with his hamstring injury. I mean, there were a ton of injuries. Jamal Murray, just like, I can go on and on. Jaylen Brown. So this was a weird year. And again, I don't want to diminish anything away from the accomplishments of these teams, because I'm very happy for them, and I'm happy with the parity, the fact that we're seeing a 2 versus 4, a 3 versus 5 seed. And like I mentioned, one of these teams that hasn't won in a long time or never won to win a championship. I like that. But if everybody's healthy, right? LeBron's out, healthy, AD's healthy, Kyrie, Harden, I don't think these are the teams we're seeing. But I digress. Let's talk about the matchups here and who I have winning the title. All right, let me start with the Western Conference. Okay, so Game 1 has already been played by the time I'm recording this. The Suns won Game 1. Devin Booker went off for 40 points. So let's talk about the series moving forward. Obviously, the availability of Chris Paul is the biggest thing here. All right, Chris Paul is out with COVID protocols. I I think he tested positive for COVID. We don't know how long he's going to be out. I'm predicting he probably misses one more game, and then I think he's back for game 3. Now, the Suns are at home. Again, they have the home court advantage. And so when I take a look at this matchup, I don't know when Kawhi Leonard's going to be back, right? If Kawhi Leonard's back, this changes everything, right? Because the Clippers, to me, I think have a little bit more talent than the Suns do. But it's not always about talent. It's about chemistry. It's about coaching. It's about, experience. It's about a lot of things. But the Clippers are playing immensely well right now. Paul George, playoff P, looks like he's here to stay. Terrence Mann, obviously with that blow-up game against the Jazz, that was unreal what he did. But I like the Clippers playing small ball and spacing out teams. But Phoenix has been a monster. They're good on offense and defense. We know, obviously, what Chris Paul can do. Again, when he's back, it's going to be crazy. And Devin Booker, give this man his flowers because he has really impressed me, man. Devin Booker went from just a pure scorer to now he can do it all. Just finished with his first career triple-double. I believe his first one in the playoffs for sure, because this is his first year making the playoffs. And he's turned into a very good all-around player. So I got to give Devin Booker credit. Got to give DeAndre Ayton credit. A lot of people don't, even talk about DeAndre Ayton because he was in the same draft class as Trae Young and Luka Doncic. But DeAndre Ayton is doing what he needs to do for the Suns, and he's a big part of their success. So I like DeAndre Ayton. I want to give him some credit here. And then the coaching by Monty Williams, who I thought should have won Coach of the Year over Tibbs. The Suns have just been consistent all year long. And that's my problem with the Clippers. I just can't trust him. That Dallas series where they lost the first 2 games and then it went to 7 games, I couldn't trust them at all. And then they went into another hole against the Jazz. It's very hard to know when this team's going to play right. So just based off of that, folks, again, health of the players means a lot. When's Kawhi going to be back? If he's going to be back. When's CP3 going to be back? But with the state of affairs right now, give me the Phoenix Suns to beat the Clippers and get to the NBA Finals in 7 games. All right, I would have probably said 6 games, but I'm going to hold out in saying that I think Kawhi might be back. There's an ACL injury. You might be like, how could he be back, Faiz? Well, look, Joel Embiid played with the torn meniscus. If they were going to say Kawhi's out for the season, they would have ruled him out by now. So maybe there's a shot in the dark he's back. That's why I say 7. Otherwise, I would have said 6 games. But either way, I got the Suns advancing to the NBA Finals. And on the East side now, against the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks, this one is extremely tough for me, folks. Look, here's the thing. I keep picking against Atlanta, and they keep proving me wrong. They keep making me regret that decision. I picked them against the Knicks, and I picked them against the Sixers. Now, both times, I believe there were things that happened in terms of the team that they won against where they could have easily beat the Hawks, but they didn't, right? Philadelphia should have won that series. It went to 7 games. They choked a humongous lead. We know what happened in that game. Like, this should have been a Sixers dub. So I'm not saying Atlanta's been blowing out these teams and just sweeping them, but they got to get their credit where it's deserved, and they have gotten all the way to the conference finals, and they've been proving me wrong. Milwaukee, on the other hand, I talked about that. Sweeping Miami was impressive, but then going to 7 games against a hobbled Brooklyn team. Folks, here's the thing. I think Milwaukee's overrated. Honestly, if the Brooklyn Nets were healthy, this was looking like a sweep. A sweep. I'm serious. So, I'm not a big fan of the Bucks. The Hawks have been proving me wrong. Now, let's take a look at the matchup. Objectively, non-biased, right? Honestly, folks, look. I don't know who's going to stop Giannis on the Milwaukee Bucks, because you want to talk about, Ben Simmons versus Giannis, right? 2 guys that can't shoot. Well, Giannis is still a better shooter. He at least attempts shots, and he's way, 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 way better. Like, Ben Simmons was literally a corpse on the court against the Hawks. He would literally just bring the ball up and pass it. Like, he was literally non-existent. It was 4-on-5 on offense for the Philadelphia 76ers. That's how bad he was. They needed to trade Ben Simmons to get rid of him. It's time. It's a wrap, Philly. Anyways, getting back to the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis is a whole different animal. Who's going to cover him, right? DeAndre Hunter's out, so you got to stick Horter on him. Maybe, a Bogdanovich, John Collins. I don't know. You don't have the bodies for that. Chris Middleton's obviously the second best guy there. Then you have Drew Holiday, who can stick to Trae Young. So you got Drew Holiday, you can stick on Trae. Then Chris Middleton, right, who will give you the advantage over the Atlanta Wings. And then, you know, down low, you got Brook Lopez, who can maybe stretch out and bring Capella to the three-point line. In Milwaukee, they might not be as deep as they were before. They lost Dante DiVincenzo, but they still have enough people. And so to me, look, I keep betting it's Atlanta, and they keep proving me wrong. They're stupid hot right now. I would not be shocked at all if Atlanta won the series. I honestly wouldn't, because I think Milwaukee's overrated. But I got to go with the Bucks in 7 games. I just think they are the better team with more talent. And I just don't know if Atlanta's got the bodies to stop Milwaukee. And Milwaukee's got home court, so that kind of pushes me a little over the top. So give me the Bucks in 7. Give me the Suns in 7. All right? So we got the Suns and the Bucks in the NBA Finals, and I'm going with the Phoenix Suns to win the 2021 NBA Championship. Yes, that's right. Chris Paul finally gets his first ring, folks. I don't think you should be very surprised with me picking the Suns over the Bucks because of the fact that I think, like I said, the Bucks are quite overrated. I think this Suns team has all of the elements you're looking for, right? The playoff experience with Chris Paul. You've got great coaching with Monty Williams. You've got shooters on the floor with Bridges, Crowder. You've got your scorer in Devin Booker. You've got a emerging big in DeAndre Ayton. They can go inside, outside, mid-range, three-point. Like, everything you need, the Phoenix Suns have. They don't have a weakness. They're good defensively. They're good offensively. So I love that about the Phoenix Suns. And that's why I think they're going to win the championship over the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm going to say 6 games is what that's going to be going to. Again, Chris Paul is going to be back. It's just a matter of when they get past the Clippers. I got the Suns winning the chip. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.